All right, a little update on me and Jamie's plastic detox. If you watch the other videos, me and Jamie are going through a season where fertility has not been in favor of us having a child. We've actually had two miscarriages over the last 2 years. Both were in the first 8 months, though. So then, when we started doing like medical treatment through Iowa Health, put her on some hormone stuff and tried to have me take some other medicine, like supplements and whatever. And through that process of about a year, um, over a year, had no luck. Didn't even conceive. Never got pregnant. A lot of like watching these hormone tests and trying to time the cycle all the time. So just nonstop. So we took a break from that. Took 3 months off. Uh, had some prayer requests for a friend, and they recommended that we watch this documentary, The Plastic Detox, on Netflix. Highly recommend you to watch it, especially if you're struggling with fertility. But long story short, we're pretty, like, we're healthy individuals. We take care of our bodies physically by doing CrossFit 5 days a week. We have been doing that for a long time. Nutritionally, we've done a lot of refining in our nutrition over the last year, 2 years or so. But this plastic detox thing caught our attention, and we're like, you know what? That sounds like environmentally sounds responsible. Quality of our products that we use sounds legit. You actually get potentially more life out of the products that you use when you switch over from plastic to better materials like metal or ceramic or whatever, or glass. So, overall, it's like, okay, whether we get pregnant or not, it's going to be a win-win situation. But so it's been about a week since I last posted that video, and it's been much more exploratory, I think, in week 2 of looking for brands and looking for kind of like refining, actually having a game plan on like what are we going to purchase, and being responsible financially. How much are we going to invest in this stuff? But so a quick little update is we've definitely decided that things like, and most of these are still pending, they're like on the way. So like this plastic, you wash your stuff with this, and it's all plastic. We use this, another plastic one. So we're like replacing those, replacing like the soap dispensers to, honestly, we're just gonna go bar soap for our hands, and then the dishwashing tabs that you use, that usually everybody uses these, it seems like. Just a good old plastic coated dishwashing tab. But Jamie found these dishwashing tablets that are plastic free, which is nice. Ironically, I was doing the dishes yesterday, and I look in the dishwasher, and you may not catch it. You might not catch it, guys. This whole rack, the whole dishwasher is made out of plastic. And if you look, that shit deteriorates. That's probably getting everywhere. So it's like, well, hell, we may not even use a dishwasher at some point. Who knows? Now, we're not trying to get like too nitty gritty, but again, we're like in week 2 of just like understanding this whole thing. So we're just like, our eyes are open. We're seeing all these opportunities. We're like, holy shit. So we're trying to just focus on the basics. Okay, exchanging out. We bought toothbrushes that are made of like fucking, I don't know, some plant-based thing, and bamboo. Like the handle's made out of bamboo. The bristles are made out of some plant-based thing that you're supposed to replace it every 3 or 4 months anyway, just like a regular toothbrush. Toothpaste comes out of a plastic tube, and you potentially can consume some of that. So we haven't switched yet, to these toothpaste tablets. They come in a little metal tin. Put it in, bite it, and chew it a couple times. Get your toothbrush wet, start brushing, and apparently it foams up just like toothpaste and everything. So that was pretty interesting to discover that. Soap and the like body wash and stuff. I had just ran out of my body wash, so I have just a normal bar of soap. I think like a pretty gentle type. And anyway, the bigger things I think that we wanted to focus on, other than these little household replacement items, is when we want to think about clothing, you think about the clothing closest to your genitals, your underwear. We're like, cool, let's look into underwear and at least start there. And I mean, we knew we were gonna have to spend some more money on clothes, but damn. Good cotton is not cheap, apparently. So I did buy some gym shorts. We just pulled the trigger on it last night. These motherfuckers, like $90. $90 for a pair of gym shorts. Fortunately, they come with the undershorts, so like the liner. So I wouldn't need to wear like the undershorts and a pair of shorts over top of it. So about 2 shorts, and apparently these have like antimicrobial effects to them. These new fancy shorts. Oh, and they were buy one get one 30% off. So it ended up being like $160, I think. 100 after tax, after shipping and everything, $160. Maybe $150 for 2 pairs of these nice shorts. But apparently, you don't need to wash them after every use, which sounds gross. Okay, I know. Listen. But apparently you just let them air dry, and you could obviously give them the sniff test, which I probably will, just to make sure it doesn't smell gross or anything. But you can go 3 to 5 uses of that without washing them. So bought those, and I hope she ordered the right size, because I was like falling asleep when she ordered them. And then like with the clothing, she bought some underwear. They already came in. Gave those a good old wash last night. But then you gotta like let most of this stuff air dry. So our whole cycle around clothes is gonna have to change with our routines. So now we're like separating our cotton or plastic free stuff into a different hamper. We're gonna make sure that gets washed on a gentle cycle, and then some of it you need to hang dry, some of it you can tumble dry at a low heat. So all that's going to be a learning curve. And then the last thing, other than Jamie like purging her closet, she's way more into the clothing thing than I am. But she wanted to at least find out like what does she have for clothing available. But we've been using these Teflon based pans, which they're not even that old. I think we got them when we got married, and they're in good shape. I don't see any scratches or dings with this, so like we're probably okay. But since that is like Teflon, and Teflon is just a form of plastic, And apparently at temperatures of 500 degrees or more, that stuff can start to deteriorate. And obviously if you get if the surface scratches and some of that stuff can get into your food, it's just supposed to be like a not good. Okay, big no-no. I mean, hell, look at that. Look at that pan. That one's all scratched to shit. You know that's gotten into our system. So, we were at Sam's Club yesterday. Get some groceries, and we walk by the produce aisle. And there's these pans sitting there. They're all metal, or what's it called? Stainless steel. They're $40 off, so actually it's like kind of a really good deal. And Jamie's always wanted to get some stainless steel pans. And we're like, okay, the sale ends in like 2 days. These are actually very affordable. Let's just get them. And we could probably sell our old ones and for $50 or something like that. So I just made some eggs, but some nice new stainless steel pans and pots. But yeah, and then these Jamie went and ordered a bunch of wooden replacement tools for our kitchen to get rid of some of the plastic utensils that we were using. And we already threw them away, but man, if you looked at the ends of these plastics, like, you just look at, obviously that stuff's coming off and just getting into your food. For sure, we're eating plastic left and right. So obviously the goal is to eliminate as much as reasonably possible, but we wanted to start with some of these basic things, and we knew we were going to have to spend some money on it, and fortunately we were in a good spot to at least start that process. And we've also created a spreadsheet to help us track like where we're getting these things from, and like what the next thing is and all that kind of stuff. So at some point I will make that public and share it, because it's brands, because a lot of brands out there, apparently they say things like plastic free or whatever. Maybe they just use it as a marketing thing. But then, like toothbrushes, for example, it says like 100% bamboo toothbrush. But they're not talking about the bristles. The bristles are still plastic. And just a couple other things that we ran into where it's like, you really got to read, like a lot of the clothing stuff that we were looking into. You really have to read all of it. And you want companies that are very transparent and say like every single thing about the product is what you expect to be plastic free. So we started doing that kind of deep dive and make sure like the shorts that we bought and the underwear that we bought was like totally legit. So that's where we're currently at. I'm sure this process probably won't actually take all that long to just swap these things out and make sure we clean up our routines, but we'll see. That's all I got for you this week.